There will be a lot of changes and challenges as students begin the new school year. Whether learning is in person or virtually from home, parents and students will have to make adjustments as the nation continues to battle the pandemic. Uncertainty about this new school environment can cause fear and anxiety and even more long-term effects on children's mental health if not addressed. Barb Consiglio has more on how parents can help ease concerns for themselves and their kids.
It's back to school time in the Kiruro household, but although their school plans to return to in-person learning, this year certainly feels different.
A word, that a lot of us have been using that is that word of fluid. This whole situation is fluid.
According to a new survey by Nationwide Children's Hospital, 90% of parents have concerns about the upcoming school year, with nearly 2 in 5 worrying about their children's emotional health, a similar rate to concerns about physical health, such as exposure to germs and the risk of bringing the COVID-19 virus home.
It'll be hard at certain ages for them to understand, why can't I hug my friends like I used to? Why do I have to sit far away from them? Why do I have to wear this mask when I'm trying to learn?
Behavioral health experts say parents don't have to pretend to have all the answers, but instead should reassure their children that no matter what changes, they will work through it together.
That's telling our children it's okay if we're having some distress around some of these unknowns, and it's helping children communicate with other people when they might need help.
Having these vital conversations early will ultimately help identify sources of anxiety before it affects their mental health.
Don't wait until the first day of school to say, oh, by the way, here's your mask and you have to wear it, and other people are going to be wearing it too. Talking about it early and often to tell them, here's what I know right now and here's what I don't know right now. And your teachers and your principal are working really hard to come up with a plan that keeps you safe but also helps you learn this year. And as soon as I know something, you'll know it too.
It's okay if they don't have all of the answers. Parents certainly don't have to pretend that they have all of the answers, but one strategy that they can use is to work with their child around discussing some of those unknowns and uncertainties.
No matter what the school year looks like for you, build excitement for your child. Ask what they're looking forward to and practice wearing a mask and walking to the bus stop.
Also things like meal times, bedtimes, and even the amount of downtime or unstructured time that's really allowed within the home.
And while the Kiruro family is prepared to tackle whatever the school year brings, Grace can't wait for that first day back in the classroom.
I'm most excited to go back to school to be with my friends and my teacher and to have lunch with them and stuff like that.
At Nationwide Children's Hospital, this is Barb Consiglio reporting.
Young children may also feel stress about leaving their parents after months together at home. As you know, school buses are already running in several of our local districts, taking kids to and from school. Many other students are learning from home. Those experts have a few important tips for parents, like being honest with your children about what's happening. Dr. Houston says avoiding conversations won't shield your kids from worry.
They will be exposed to it on social media or the internet. They'll be exposed to it with other friends or other families or other people that they come in contact to. And if they don't understand or don't have a good working definition of what the concepts are, they'll just attach their own meaning, and in many cases they'll make more out of it than it actually is.
And remember, the way your children see you cope can have a big impact on their future coping skills.
When we think about parents modeling appropriate coping skills for children, we're actually building the opportunity for children to respond to future unknowns, and we're building the resilience in children to respond to some of those future unknowns.
For kids learning from home this fall, structure is key.
In most school days, depending on the age of the kid, there are structured times and there are more loose and playful times. And if you think about your day like that, if your children are at home learning, that can be really helpful for them.
And finally, you know your child best. If you feel like their behavior is really out of character or out of the norm, it's important to seek out additional resources. Extensive resources you can find. Next on Jennie, some students at Aquinas High School are being recognized for their fundraising efforts. What they did that earned them a top 10 spot in the nation after the break.